All right, that's how it should look. That's done.
Nancy, hi! You've met Scott, the project leader. I'm Debbie, the project manager.
Do you know why Scott is in such a bad mood?
I've worked with him for the past 5 years, and believe it or not, that's his normal mood. When he's in a bad mood, yikes.
Sounds like you've been having a lot of equipment problems.
Let's just say that Scott is extremely good at misdirecting blame.
You think the problems are really Scott's fault?
But hey, I could be wrong. Which, by the way, is something you'll never hear him say. Anyway, first thing every morning, I'll brief you on what has to be done that day. As for the rest of today, that disaster kit Scott told you to put together, get it done. Pretty much everything he says in there, I can hear out here. He's not exactly a low talker. That computer quiz you took will tell you what needs to go into the kit. If any items are missing, you can go to Ma and Pa's general store up the road and buy them. Just purchase wisely, our budget is very limited. And if you haven't introduced yourself to Pa or finished the filing, please do so. And once you're done with all that, you can head out to the cornfield and fix the sprinkler system.
Fix the sprinkler system?
See, this farmhouse and the acreage it sits on were donated to Canute as a research facility. The chase team gets it during tornado season, the agricultural team's here the rest of the year, so we've agreed to maintain whatever projects they've got going in their absence. Right now, they're in the middle of collaborating on something with this big mucky-muck research center in Hawaii, which is just another way of saying, fix those sprinklers ASAP.
I found this box out front when I arrived. Thought maybe I better turn it in.
Wow, there must be a couple $100 in here. Job, thanks, payment enclosed.
You don't know whose it is?
No idea. I heard you tell Scott about seeing that tornado, so my guess is the Twister carried it in from somewhere else. Maybe even somewhere miles from here.
I'd feel better if you kept it.
Sure. When I get a chance, I'll call the sheriff and report it.
Would you happen to know who threw out the sales receipt for dried corn that's in the wastebasket over there?
Dried corn? Why would anyone around here buy dried corn?
To make the little piles of dried corn I keep finding around here. They look a lot more man-made than mouse-made.
Are you suggesting someone has been deliberately feeding the mice?
I think someone's been trying to lure them inside.
Everyone on this team has his quirks, that is for sure. But deliberately causing a mouse infestation? Nobody's that mental.
What goes in the disaster kit again?
You don't remember?
No, sorry.
To tell you the truth, I have to look up a lot of things myself some days. Check the computer, that should help you out.
Why is there a file in the cabinet labeled Grange Theater?
Theater's kind of a passion with me. So when I got here at the beginning of tornado season, I found out the Grange needed a stage manager for the play it's putting on, and volunteered for the job. And soon became the sound and lighting director as well, which means when I'm not here or out in the field, I'm there.
It sounds like you keep pretty busy.
You don't even know the half of it. We're approaching final dress for the Grange's big play of the year. Everyone from around here shows up. You should ask Pa about it. He's got much more of a passion for the stage than you'd expect from a man in overalls.
That's it for now.
Okay. Oh, and thanks for driving that car up here for us. That was a big help. See ya.
Can't check that off yet.
Hi, I'm Frosty. As you can probably tell from all this equipment, I'm the media guy. Still pictures, audio, video, digital, analog. I do it all. Do it pretty darn well, too.
Is there a story behind the name Frosty?
Sure is. Couple of years ago, before I met Scott or any other tornado chasers for that matter, I was out taking pictures of this ginormous thunderstorm that was brewing outside Norman. I'd drive for a while, jump out, snap some pictures, roll some video, jump back in, drive some more, just looking for good pictures, you know? I wasn't really paying attention to what the storm was doing until all of a sudden it got really, really dark. And then it just started pouring. And I mean, rain was coming down like my car had stopped under Niagara Falls, and the wind was blowing and the car was swaying, and then it started to hail. First just dime-sized stuff, then quarter-sized, then golf ball-sized, then all of a sudden, the windshield shatters and a hailstone the size of a fist lands in my lap. Then another, then another. Turns out I'd punched the core of an incredibly powerful HP supercell.
You'd punched the what of the who?
HP means high precipitation, lots of rain, and a supercell is a cloud formation capable of producing severe thunderstorms. The core is the worst part of a supercell, where violent updrafts can produce huge hailstones, to say nothing of tornadoes.
Did you see one?
That time, no. But I did roll down my window and start shooting, and I came away with photos and footage of hail that no one's been able to top yet. Overnight, I went from being Tobias Harlow, run-of-the-mill photographer, to Frosty Harlow, fearless documenter of extreme weather phenomena.
What happened to your arm?
What, these scratches? Just a few minor war wounds. See, I was climbing the fence next to the old Fraser Creek windmill so I could get a clear shot of some mammatus clouds. And what happens? I dropped my camera bag right into a patch of brambles. Thorns just about took my arm off when I went to grab it.
Have you ever been, seriously injured?
Nah, but then I'm still relatively new to the storm chasing biz. I joined the team last year after their photographer quit halfway through. This is my first full season. I'm the best thing that's ever happened to this team, I might add. I'm good.
I'll catch you later.
Pop in anytime.
Whoever just came in, give me a hand over here, would you?
Sure.
Save me a lot of time if you kindly fix the LED display on the dash while I fix the wiring out here.
But I've never fixed an LED display before.
Just get inside and I'll tell you what's what.
Okay.
What y'all looking at is the fuse board for the screen. Fuses are all there and they're all good, but the display won't work till you rearrange them. See how they numbered from 1 to 8?
Yeah?
What you gotta do is rearrange them so no consecutively numbered fuses are touching in any direction.
Including diagonals?
Yep. Fuse number 1 can't be touching fuse number 2, which can't be touching 3, which can't be touching 4, and so on. Got that?
I think so.
Good. You know you're done when the screen lights up. With any luck, I'll be done out here about the same time.
I did it! The screen says it's initializing.
And I'm done out here. How's that for timing?
You're Nancy, the new gopher, ain't you? Well, I'm Chase. I ain't gonna shake your hand because my hand's kind of a mess. Again, I appreciate the help.
Do they call you Chase because you chase tornadoes?
And do they call you Nancy because you Nancy too many questions? Sorry, that was supposed to be funny. A lot of people think that, but the truth is, it's my name. Has been since before the day I was born.
How long have you been chasing tornadoes?
This here's my first time. Took a class from Scott last semester. Next thing I know, I'm on his team. Right now, I'm fixing the car the fella you were replacing was driving when he busted his leg. It's pretty much my job, fixing stuff.
From what I hear, you must be a busy guy.
Yeah, the team's had its share of technical difficulties, that's for sure.
Any idea why that is?
Stuff breaks. If your luck's bad, it breaks a lot. Being such a negative person, though, Scott's like a bad luck magnet. With him in charge, I'd be more surprised if stuff wouldn't breaking down all the time. Not that it bothers me. I like fixing stuff, and I like keeping busy, so this here's the perfect job for me. Plus, I'm learning a whole lot about twisters. You live in these parts, the more you know about them, the better.
How do you like working with Scott?
Other than the fact that he can be ornier than a never-ridden bull in a bucking chute and can holler longer and louder than all the football coaches in Oklahoma put together, I like him fine. Got this sixth sense when it comes to twisters. Never seen nothing like it. Kinda spooky sometimes.
Think he'll win the Green Skies competition?
Not a chance. He's got this real negative way about him. Nothing good's ever gonna come his way. Sad but true.
Will it bother you if his team doesn't win?
Heck yeah, I'd like to win. It's gonna bother me a lot. But as long as you got Scott for a leader, ain't no way.
The guy I'm replacing, what was the matter with his car?
A bunch of stuff. Reason he broke down in the middle of that storm and slipped in all that hell was 'cause his car had run out of antifreeze, should I say coolant. And that's 'cause mice chewed holes in his hose and made it leak.
Have mice done anything like that before?
Well, I don't know about here, but I saw a mouse chew clean through a 2x4 in less than an hour once. Of course, that was probably 'cause my neighbor's dog was one piece of chicken wire away from having it for lunch. But I don't know what them mice found so appealing about that hose, but they sure went to town. It's over there on the workbench. Take a gander at it if you want.
I've bugged you long enough.
Nice meeting you, Nancy. Just do right by Scott and you'll do fine.
Check.
You seem awfully interested in those pennies.
This place could really use a cat. Check.
Please tell me you're going to get right up in the middle of things. Frank and I just saw footage from last year's EF3 in Kansas on the internet
And we think that you should be very careful out there, and shouldn't do anything reckless.
Unless you're with Frosty. He's the best.
You know Frosty?
Of course, he's only the most fearless shooter on the storm circuit today. Everyone's seen that one picture he took, the one with the grapefruit-sized hail flying right at the lens. You know what I'm talking about.
I guess he's a little more popular than I knew.
As storm photographers go, he's the one to watch. You should see if he'll give you lessons. Heck, you should see if you'll give me lessons as soon as we get this Romanoff thing all tied up.
I wouldn't go that far. In fact, if I were you, I'd steer clear of Frosty for the time being. I'd be reluctant to trust anyone who is trying to make a name for himself, or anyone crazy enough to punch the core of a storm for that matter.
All right, he might just have a point there.
Any clue why someone would want to sever a coolant hose?
If it's sabotage, it's not smart sabotage. It might be revenge.
What do you mean, not smart sabotage?
If it were me, not that I would ever do such a thing, I'd go after something a little harder to detect. Sure, driving without coolant will destroy a car, but the driver will get a warning before any real damage is done. It's more of an inconvenience than sabotage.
So you're saying that whoever did this probably didn't know a whole lot about cars?
That's my take on the situation. Does that help at all?
What do you mean when you say it might be revenge?
Revenge is... it's just never... Help me out here, Frank.
With what?
Weren't you paying attention? I'm talking to Nancy.
Hey, Nancy. Sorry. Oh, don't give me that look, Joe. In case you've forgotten, we're sort of in the middle of something here. No offense, Nancy.
None taken. What are you in the middle of?
Turns out that trying to solve the mystery of the Romanoff family is really, really hard.
Well, a lot of people have tried.
Now you tell me.
Actually, it's a shame you're not here. It's been a trying couple of days. We could really use you on the case.
Well, if you get stumped, you can ask me for help for a change.
We just might.
Do you know why anyone would want to attract mice into the house where we're staying?
Is this someone a cat?
Unlikely.
Then I have no clue.
I'd better get to the case.
Catch you on the flip side.
Krollmeister Industries, make it quick.
Do you know why someone would want to lure mice into their house?
Is this one of those sound of one tree clapping in the woods questions? Never was much good at those.
No, someone actually seems to be luring mice into the house.
Sounds like you've got a reverse Pied Piper situation.
What's that?
Who knows? Just made it up. I'd keep an eye out for something like that, though. And get a cat.
Have a good day.
Call back anytime.
did that.
Howdy. Come on over here and be friendly. That's more like it. Welcome to Mom and Pa's.
I take it you're Pa?
That's me. That's what everybody in 100 miles knows me as, Pa. But I tell you something most of them don't know.
That it's not your real name?
Well, ain't you, Miss Smarty Boots? Little Miss Gal from up north who's helping out tornado chasers from the Canute.
How'd you know that?
Not bad for an old codger, huh? Why, I know all sorts of stuff about you. I even know your cell phone number, Miss Nancy Drew. Let's see, it's 523-555-4399. How'd you like them apples?
Someone on the Canute team told you I was coming, didn't they?
Yeah, that they did. Debbie, she told me to keep an eye out for you and gave me your number. See, if something bad happens while you're out there chasing twisters, it's important to have a way to get help. Staying connected in an emergency is just about the best way to stay safe. I'm kind of your emergency action central. Keep your numbers right here by the phone. Debbie fill you in the way things work around here yet?
Don't things work the way they normally do in stores?
Not for y'all. You Canute folk got a lot of credit here, so instead of paying cash for food and equipment and such, you can charge it. You want to buy something that's not on Debbie's list, like something from the snack section, you got to pay for it using Pa pennies.
Using what?
Pa pennies. Like this here. A little something I invented to make coming in here a little more interesting for tourists. In fact, go ahead and take it. You could use it or keep it as a souvenir.
Hey, great. Thanks.
Just a Ma and Pa way of saying nice to meet you.
Debbie tells me you're pretty involved in the local theater.
Now that's a true fact if there ever was one. Nothing quite like being backstage when the lights go down. Come to think of it, it's just like that moment right before the storm hits. When the world goes dark and quiet. And all you can do is cross your fingers and hope for the best.
So what's this play about?
About this place, of course. From covered wagon times up to today. All about the men and women that made this town what it is today. I'm playing Percy Rutherford Hardcastle, town sheriff and the area's first librarian. Back in those days, wasn't no small thing to return a book late.
That sounds interesting.
Gonna be. If you're not out chasing twisters opening night, you should come. We're pretty near sold out, but I'll try to save your ticket.
So do you ever chase tornadoes?
Silliest thing I ever heard tell of. Around here, you're lucky if a tornado don't come chasing after you. People who do that are just asking for it.
Even if they're doing it so someday they'll be able to predict where and when a tornado's going to hit?
If somebody find a way to do that, know what they do next? Charge admission. Because there's nothing else you can do. You warn everybody it's coming, then you just watch. You watch this dark, rampaging monster go tearing across the land, wrecking everything it touches, till all of a sudden, it ain't there no more. You can't go after it, you can't make it put everything back, you can't even get even with it, because it's just gone. All you can do is stand there thinking, now that ain't fair. That just ain't fair.
Sounds like you're talking from personal experience.
That I am. That I am. What else you need?
Well, it was nice meeting you.
I was just gonna say the same thing. Y'all take care now.